What do we got? I got an email about one of your favorite shows.
Oh. What is that?
You turned me on to the, as the kids say, to this program. Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Now I watch it, they're just running them like potato chips on Vice TV. That and Dark Side of the Ring keeps Vice in business. And I don't care if I've just seen it yesterday. I watch them just because I want to say right here, there is nobody better on any television program as an ensemble cast. I always was a Seinfeld fan, but I'm sorry, they winked at me a time or two. Jerry knew that we knew they were all silliness. These fucking guys don't break character. This fucking cast, you can tell most of the shows what makes air is probably in some cases 50% or more improv when they're doing it. They're into who they are, and they don't fucking ever disappoint you with who they really are as people, and you believe their performances. And Danny DeVito was a wonderful addition because an actual name at the time when nobody else was. I guess good old Sweet D got on network for a little while there, but that show kind of sucked.
She was on Curb Your Enthusiasm too. She played the sister of Cheryl.
That's right. Yes, but we didn't know that. But anyway, point is, Ed DeVito was perfect as a star, but he blended right in. You believe this, it's so fucking funny, and they don't give a shit. But anyway, so you turned me on to this program, Brian, last. You said it was like Seinfeld on crack. Love the show. It's being recast. Did you hear about this?
No, what do you mean?
Well, all the stars now, Rob McElhenney and Charlie Day and Glenn Howerton, they're all too big and too big of a stars and to go through the TV thing again. They're moving on to the movies. So they're recasting Always Sunny in Philly. They're going to keep the same parts. They're just going to get different people to play them all, because all these people are moving on. They become bigger stars. And actually, it's going to move. I bet you didn't know this either. It's going to move to the TNT network. So they're doing a cross promotion. This, according to what a Cult of Cornette member named Jason wrote this email and told me all this news. And he's a Hollywood reporter, he says. So this is all the scoops. So the recast Always Sunny in Philadelphia on TNT in a cross promotion with their other darling product, All Petite Wrestling, is going to be some recasting. Charlie, right? Charlie will now on Always Sunny will be played by Orange Cassidy because he's always high on spray paint. He's mostly illiterate, and his best job is smashing rats. Frank no longer played by Danny DeVito. No, Frank will be played by Shahid Khan.
Smashing rats.
The questionable at best financier with hands in everything, whether it's legal or not. Dennis will now be played by Tony Khan, the entitled who's done nothing on his own and who probably has a sex dungeon and lives off his father's success.
Awful.
So we're going for some typecasting in some of these areas here. Wait a minute. D will now be, actually, you know how they change sometimes the genders or the races or whatever of the character, update them. D will now be a man and will be played by MJF, as they're both the only real heels on either show. This was written before yesterday.
Yeah, I was going to say, after yesterday, maybe MJF should be played by Charlie Day, or should be Charlie Day on the show.
Moving on. Mac will now be played by John Moxley. They both act idiotically macho.
That's funny.
And in 12 more years, in season 13, Mox will announce something we all kind of knew all along. Those of you who watch the show will understand that. Rickety Cricket, former boyfriend of Dee Reynolds and a recurring character on the show. It was a shame they made him quit being a priest, and he turned out to be a disfigured crack addict burned in a fire. Rickety Cricket will now be played by Jungle Boy. He hangs out with bums. You kind of want to root for him, but you don't really know why.
The
waitress.
Brothers. I'm already wondering. I already figured out, I think, who the brothers will be, but go ahead.
Well, wait a minute. The waitress. The waitress role will be shared. Remember how, like, when we used to have the child actors and they couldn't be on a set very long, so you'd have twins and they'd each play the same baby on it. Well, it's kind of like that, only of age. The waitress role will be shared by FTR because they showed potential early, but their careers were eventually destroyed by other idiots without any compassion. Artemis, a little heralded character on Always Sunny. Artemis.
She's great.
Will be Brandy, because how have they made this many episodes of TV and she's still this easy to forget about? The McPoyles.
There we go.
The McPoyle brothers will obviously be recast by the Young Bucks. How can it not be? Two inbreds who jerk each other off while one goes bald and the other is a unibrowed.
All right.
Mac's dad, Luther, you'll recall Mac's dad, Luther, has been in prison most of the run of the show for murder and various things, and he only gets out every once in a while when he swears revenge. Luther, Mac's dad, will be Arn Anderson because they're the only believable badasses on either show. Bill Ponderosa. Bill Ponderosa is now Chris Jericho. Fat fuck cokeheads who are in denial that they are has-beens.
Wow.
That's going to be a stretch for Chris to be able to play that part. That's nothing like, no, come on now.
What do you mean? You're the one who just said it.
Become a method actor to do stuff like this. And finally, playing the late, lamented Maureen Ponderosa. You'll recall that she is Dennis Reynolds' ex-wife who got a large settlement and then had plastic surgery to become a cat. Maureen Ponderosa would be played by Jake Hager. He's just a big he's just a big pussy who fucked Tony Khan. Remember, he's Dennis a couple of times and gets a steady paycheck for years. Well, there you have it. The new cast of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia moving to TNT drama. And also, Jason mentions he's from out in Utah. We should try out the southwestern version of biscuits and gravy. They use Italian sausage, and instead of biscuits, they use cornbread. Now, that might be, as a native Tennessean, he says, living in the Southwest for decades, I'd say, it's good shit, pal.
Hey, what are your favorite episodes of Always Sunny?
Oh, God, my favorite one of all, The Nightman. The fucking
Which one? The first one where he debuts it?
The first one where they did the whole thing, yes. Okay. And then not when they actually did, yeah. But anything. Especially when... Remember when they did the episode that focused on Rickety Cricket? And he decided to give up smoking angel dust and PCP and got a job with his father and proved his brother wrong and met a girl and fell in love and finally decided to marry her, and they were making out in front of the fucking factory where his father ran that they worked, when his father and his brother come up and said, what the fuck are you doing? And we've had the whole episode has been a fucking PCP nightmare. He really did take the fucking drugs in the bathroom and imagined everything else, and he's there fucking French kissing a goddamn German Shepherd off the fucking street. It was exciting television.
The episode that hooked me was the one where Dennis and Frank and Charlie, well, really Frank more than anyone, get a police car and decide they're going to be policemen. And then Charlie wants to become Al Pacino, so he starts doing Serpico. And then eventually at the end, he tapes Dennis and Frank and he goes to the police station as Serpico to hand in the tape. And the woman behind the desk is like, what's this? He's like, it's intrigue, the likes of which you've never heard before. And she goes, the Spin Doctors mix. I taped over the Spin Doctors mix. That's one of my favorites. The one where they try out for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a good one.
You're the baseball fan. The Wade Boggs is who the player. The Wade Boggs challenge. That was fucking great. And plus, anytime Frank has sex in the dumpster with Artemis.
The one where Frank is auditioning models and Dennis wants to be one of the models and is walking down this phony runway in the bar. And Frank throws kitty litter in his eyes. And he goes, "Why did you throw kitty litter in my eyes?" Frank says, "Anything could happen on the runway."
Hey, okay, remember Frank buys the interest in a fucking beauty pageant to hit on all the beauty contestants, and then finds out he's bought one of those Little Miss pageants, and they're all 8 years old. And he's fallen and smashed his face in, so he's bleeding profusely from the nose, so he stuffs shit up both nostrils, and his face is becoming a fucking swollen mass. As he comes out in a tuxedo, he looks like Danny DeVito as the Penguin instead of Danny DeVito as fucking right. Frank Reynolds. And he fucking MCs the program while telling all of the mothers in the audience that he doesn't want to have anything to do with their pretty little girls in a sexual way. Anyway.
And Nightman's the same episode where Dee's dating the rapper. Right?
Yes, that's the subplot.
That is one of the great episodes of all time. That is.
Are they paying us to put them over like this?
They should be.
We need to stay in a good mood because it's a musical comedy episode here of The Experience, and a variety show episode. So we need to, but we shouldn't put people over like that so good unless they're. I'll tell you somebody that's paying us to put them over, and it's easy to do because they're good. The folks at Athletic Greens.
Yeah.
Brian, alone, how many hours and days out of your life over the past year or so that we've been involved with Athletic Greens, how much time have you saved by not having to go and shop and juice and clean up and do all that stuff when you just dump the mix in the shaker and fill it up with water and shake it and drink it, and you get everything formulated for you instead of getting rotten produce from a local grocer whose background you do not know?
I really go out of my way to try to ingest as much healthy stuff as possible to offset all the unhealthy stuff that I eat and drink. But I love Athletic Greens for the reason you just pointed out. All that cleanup, all that prep time, you juice and you get just a bag full of pulp. And then the bag rips and the pulp's all over the place and you have to clean it up. It's a pain in the ass.
It's terrible having pulp all over you.
With Athletic Greens, like you said, I put the water in this little bottle. I add the Athletic Greens. What I've been doing lately is a couple drops of the D3 into the Athletic Greens, mix it all up. I actually have it on my desk right now here. That is me mixing it, once again, shaking the bottle.
Shake it, baby, shake it.
I have about 9 ounces to go, but I love Athletic Greens, and it tastes great.
9 ounces or 9 inches? What did you say?
I said 9 ounces.
Listen here, I'm going to tell you what. I don't know why you keep yours on your desk. Stacy keeps ours in the kitchen right next to the refrigerator.
Well, I'm drinking
right there
this
where we eat and consume all of our other healthy products. But that's something you said before we went on the air. You chastised me because I mentioned that the Sprite Zero has been short in cans around here lately, and I finally found a store of cans that I was able to purchase and bring back to the castle. I've been on the 2 liters, and you said, "Well, what else do you drink?" I said, "I drink Sprite Zero." You said, "Well, you drink Athletic Greens?" I said, "It's not a drink. I do not classify Athletic Greens as a drink. More of a smoothie or a shake type of formulation that provides you the more nutrient-dense formula with the multivitamins and the multiminerals and the green complex, the probiotics, the prebiotics for gut health, the immunity formula, the digestive enzymes, all of that type of thing. And it goes the extra mile, as you mentioned, when you drop the vitamin D supplement that they provide with your first purchase. When you go to athleticgreens.com/JCE and you use that /JCE, you get free liquid vitamin D. You drop that in there. It's a potion. It's not just a drink that you just frivolously, willy-nilly drink because you're thirsty or for some kind of instant gratification. This is something you're doing to invest in your health. I would not call that just a mere drink, sir.
Well, I just drank down 9 ounces of it as you were saying all that. And I guess you're right. It is somewhat of a potion. Although I'm sure they don't want to say that.
Well, no,
but it's
potions
great.
are good.
I got my cold water here. I mix the athletic greens into it. I shake it up. Sounds like that. And it's fantastic. Like I said, it tastes great. And more than anything, I make sure that each and every day I start it with all the important vitamins and minerals. And it's not a pill where they're heating all the vitamins and minerals up so you lose some of the benefits of these vitamins and minerals. It's in the raw in athletic greens, and
a more
fantastic.
natural way.
That's right. In the raw.
In the raw. Well, whether you drink them in the raw or in your pajamas, it's no business of ours, ladies and gentlemen. But stay healthy. Support your gut. It even makes me a little more popular in the morning time, if you get my drift. Anyway, folks, right now, as we mentioned, a special offer on top of their all-in-one formula. A free liquid vitamin D supplement with your first purchase for additional immune support. Many of us, as you know, deficient in vitamin D. Some of us are deficient in vitamin brains. But you get vitamin D from the sun. Well, you ain't going to get so much sun in the wintertime. So boost it up. Keep your immune system up to date. And if you're looking to upgrade your multivitamin intake, one nutritional formula is going to help cover your daily nutritional bases, Athletic Greens. It makes getting as much high-quality nutrition as possible incredibly easy without the need to buy multiple products. So, make an investment in your health. The ultimate all-in-one wellness bundle. Support your immunity, gut health, and energy. athleticgreens.com/JCE. Why do they always want to slash me, Brian?
Well, so many people do. It's a popular thing.
It is very, very popular.
It started out with a small audience in Louisiana, and it's grown now to be a mass following who want to slash JCE.